Britney has decided to switch gears and go for a Tony. The parenting thing just didn't seem to be her cup of tea. She's going to launch Britney on Broadway. The production will cost $600,000 for equipment. The equipment will be of no value at the end of the show's run. She expects to spend an additional $100,000 in the first year to cover food and other costs, as the project will produce minimal cash inflows for that year. During years 2 through 5 of Britney on Broadway, she expects to receive cash inflows of $400,000 per year. What is the net present value of this project at a discount rate of 15%? Show your calculations. On the screen, you see the cash flows involved with Britney on Broadway. And what you see on the screen is I've put the time frames going down the side, right? So period 0 is right now. And then we assume all the cash flows take place at the end of the year. So we've got periods 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we know that she's going to spend $600,000 on cash flow initially, so we show that as a negative. Then she spends another $100,000 during year 1, but we assume it all takes place at the end of the year, and that's just an overriding assumption to make the modeling easier. As you get more advanced in net present value, you could certainly break this out by different periods, but we'll just use annual buckets for now. And then in years 2, 3, 4, and 5, she expects to make $400,000 positive cash flow, and they tell us the discount rate to use is 15%. So then what we need to do is just calculate net present value, and I'm going to use Excel's net present value formula. Let me bring that to light. So I'll just bring this to a color of black, and you can see there's the answer. Well, how did I get that? Let me click the formula bar. Actually, with that C2 at the end, that's going to give us some problems. So let me get rid of C2, hit the formula bar, and what you see is, what I did is I said the rate comes from cell C9, it's 15%, and then the cash flows come from C3 to C7. And if I slide this over, you see that C3 to C7 is this area right in here. Okay, then we hit OK to bring it in, but that's only the keep in mind that NPV assumes the first cash flow occurs at the end of year 1. Well, Britney also spent $600,000 at the beginning of the year, so we have to then add to it that $600,000, and we're essentially subtracting it, adding a negative number. And when we do that, we come up with net present value equal to $306,079. Since it's positive, this looks like a good project to take on.